I hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. And honestly, I hate when I get moon dust in my hair. It's so hard to wash out. Anyway, Dan Radio Style, like I said, we're doing this one. It's called Indications of Healing. And that there was Close to You by the Carpenters. And I will be going out with a Naked Eyes song, Always Something There to Remind Me. Now, this show kind of took on a life of its own. Initially, it was just meant to cover a couple real basic things, and it sort of spun into a little more. So I'm going to try to cover as much of this information as quickly as I can before my video runs out. I usually got about, 12, 13 minutes. Anyways, some of the things I want people to sort of pay attention to are when our energies get out of balance. And how do we know that? How do we know there's things that we need to maybe heal, things that need some attention, things that we need to kind of look at maybe under a microscope and try to help repair these aspects within us? Because maybe it's something that we learned from childhood. Maybe it's just a deep-seated issue that we have. Maybe it's where we have an imbalance. So some of the examples, when anger shows up, when for some reason you just get angry for no reason, even when you're driving home and maybe traffic has just gotten under your skin, that anger is a good indicator that there's something kind of more at work, that there's maybe something that needs to be healed, something that could use some focus and attention. Because theoretically, when we really start to enhance ourselves, when we raise our vibrations for that matter, anger is one of the things that really does start to dissolve, because you kind of realize that you're always in God's timing, you're always in a perfect place, you're always in the perfect moment, and you're always right where you need to be. And if something's going on that seems frustrating, well, there's a reason for that. And so let's enjoy that and see if we can figure out what that reason is. So that's always a good one. Sorrow. When you think of something maybe that you can't have or that you think you cannot have, and you start to feel sorrow for that. These sorts of emotions are usually good indications that there's something at work going on. That whatever the case is, you need to look a little closer and just go, why am I sad about this? Why is this? It's okay. I'm going to have it. Or if you've been paying attention to any of my shows or Anya's or anyone else out there, you realize you actually do control what you manifest and control your own reality. So for sorrow to pop up, there's something at work there, something a little deeper. Jealousy. When others get what you're trying to manifest, that's a great example that you're not really seeing the universe the way the universe wants you to see them or her or it or whatever. If someone's getting what you're trying to manifest, that's just an indication that you're that much closer to manifesting that yourself. It's becoming a reality in your reality. So that's a good thing, and we need to learn to try to spin that in a little more positive direction. When we keep doing something because others do. That's a great one. I've heard that. Why do you cut people off? Because they cut me off. Well, that's how we kind of keep a vicious cycle going. So that's another great example of something that you need to kind of look at and go, okay, the only way this is ever going to stop is if I myself stop doing it, and then I stop sending it out, in which case it stops coming back to me. Because everything you send out comes back. They say everything comes back tenfold. I don't know the exact numbers on it, and I honestly think it differs on what you're sending out, on the energy that's behind it, and a whole lot of factors. But simple rule, everything you send out comes back tenfold. So if you're sending out negative stuff's coming back on you tenfold. If you're sending out positive stuff's coming back to you tenfold. The inability to relax during meditation is also a good indicator that there's some things going on that you really need to just look at. It's not bad. None of this is bad. It's indications that there's things that you can heal. That's part of this evolution that we're going through. So again, if you're trying to manifest things, the more you get your spirit in line, the more you get your vibration raised, the more you get your energy up and in sync and in resonating and you're in touch with your higher self, the quicker these manifestations begin to occur. So some good examples, by the way, because not just the bad that needs work, but these are good examples that, and then just a few, right? Just a handful of a few good examples of things that indicate to you that you're on the right track, that you've made a lot of progress, that you've actually healed some great things. So when you think of someone and joy and warmth fills your heart, you're truly in touch with your heart chakra. You're truly working through that energy center, and that's a great example of really feeling love. And there's a lot of different people that might fall into that. Could be your kid, which is a great place for a lot of us to experience that, or maybe a pet is a good place to experience it if you haven't really had, children or anything, or a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. These are all great places to experience that. When you think of something and it gives you chills, like when you have that thought that just magically comes to you and you think about it and you maybe even start talking about it with a friend and you get that twinge down your back, those chills, those those goosebumps or goose flesh or whatever you want to call it. That's a great indication that you're on to something right now. Keep going down that topic. Keep thinking about that topic. You just thought of something very magnificent that your soul kind of helped bring to you. When you're confirming coincidences, meaning, I don't know what the hell I meant by that. When coincidences are occurring and you're actually starting to recognize them and see them for what they are, that they're not necessarily coincidences, but they're indications that you're right on track, that this synchronicity is occurring because you've manifested this and it's giving you a little insight into what's coming. Manifestations will truly begin to happen with much, much greater ease as you start to really raise your vibrations and get your chakras in line. There's a whole slew of things. And leave comments if you've got questions. I've certainly done little shows on these in the past, but I think it might be good to do a chakra show coming up one of these days too, just to sort of talk about the energy centers, what they sort of represent. And in my opinion, the big one, and I'm getting off topic, but it's truly amazing, is the jump between the third and fourth chakra. They call that the Great Leap, or at least Dan Millman did, and that one stuck with me forever. I've always loved that. But that's a huge point. Gut levels, the third chakra, when you feel it on the gut level, and that has to do with like physical things in the world and reality. And then the heart chakra, when you make that great leap, you're doing something because it feels right, but you don't necessarily have a whole lot of indicators in real life to explain why you're doing this, but it feels so strongly that you have to go through it. And a lot of this too, when your mental chatter is lowered or lessened. So say when you're doing a meditation and you're able to kind of hush your mind a little bit, these are also great indicators. Okay, now to get into all that, because we got that all covered. So when we have these issues, sometimes healing is a great way to go about it. Now this is where this thing kind of took on its own form, and God, I hope I say this right. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian healing practice. There's 4 steps to it. Very simple. It's humility, I'm sorry. It's resolution, please forgive me. It's gratitude, thank you. And I love you. So really, it's just as simple as saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That is Ho'oponopono. I think I'm saying Ho'oponopono. There you go. You say it faster. It sounds right. That is what that is all about. And it's a great Hawaiian practice. Some people suspect that Hawaii and the whole Ring of Fire may have been part of Lemuria or even possibly Atlantis. It's hard to find actual records that you can trust for sure on these things. But this is some of the stuff that I've come across. So Hawaii is a very, very spiritual place, as well as a number of those islands on the Pacific, the Ring of Fire that exists out there in the Pacific Ocean. So why do I bring up Ho'oponopono? Well, there's a good reason for that. There's a great event that's coming up on April 21st. It's the day before Earth Day, and I've talked about this in other shows, that wouldn't it be great if we could all get together and do a show or do a similar meditation at the same time for peace? What a difference that world can make. Well, I came across one, and it's happening in Hawaii on the 21st. It's happening at 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so noon, basically, Pacific Daylight Time. So if you've got to tweak that time to figure out where it is in your time zone, you want to be doing it at the same time as everybody else. But the Ho'oponopono meditation for Earth Day, it's going to be a Hawaiian. It's going to be also non-native practitioners coming together to support the unified gathering for Mother Earth. This is to be a powerful and transformational healing for our Earth, which we shall share and receive love from. Here's some of the information from the website, and I will be linking the website that's got this information on it. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian healing ceremony that invites practitioners to clear blocked energy, trauma, and wounds, thus converting negative energy into positive energy, love, and deepened connection. The problems we face on Mother Earth are the result of humans being out of balance with themselves, with each other, and with our natural environment. To bring healing to the earth, we must first look within and bring resolution to the history which brought us to this present moment. Also, one thing that's discussed when you get enough people together and they're meditating under, for peace together at the same time, it creates what's called the Maharishi effect, or so it's been named. This occurs during synchronized meditation. It's been studied in 33 countries by over 250 independent research institutions and in over 600 studies. For people that are out there saying, there's no studies, there's nothing to say that this works, because if it did work, everyone would be talking about it. Not true. A lot of the truths are oftentimes thwarted or pushed down because they don't want people to realize that all we got to do is get together and think similar thoughts at the same time, and we can have an amazing effect on our planet. So it's been shown to have positive effects on many social, political, and economic areas in our world, including reduced acts of terrorism and crime when this has been done and studied. As physicist, author, and speaker Greg Braden has said, our beliefs have the power to change the flow of events in the universe, literally to interrupt and redirect time, matter, and space, and then events that occur within them. When we come together, we can elicit powerful changes. We need not wait for politicians, governments, or institutions to make the change for us. So often we hear the quote, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world," by Mahatma Gandhi. And this truly is not only a powerful statement, but incredibly potent when we put it into action. Once we start living what we want to see in the world, we prove this to be true. Now, we've talked a lot about manifestation in this program, Agnes and I, and imagination and the whole concept of how that is how you create within your own life. So just to throw the premise out there, if thoughts have power, if your imagination has power, imagine the amount of power we could get if we could get more people to think and imagine the same basic thing at the same basic time. The power is immense. So a lot of us want to talk about a difference we can make in the world. On the 21st, there's a huge difference you can make in the world. So I'd highly recommend at 12 p.m., even if it's just 5 minutes at your desk, it's better than nothing. If that's all you've got because you're busy working. I work. I'm going to be working. But at 12 o'clock, I guarantee I'm going to be taking a quick little break. I'm going to do a quick little meditation, maybe at my desk, or if I got to sneak outside for a moment and do it there, so be it. But make the difference. Be a part of this change. There's going to be a lot of people involved. This got promoted on a couple great websites. And again, the link will be below for this meditation, and it's got a little bit of extra information. You can sign up for it and all this stuff. There's really no need to do that, but you can. So let's try to make a difference in the world. Ho'oponopono. That's what was going to be going on in 2 days, basically. Today's 19th, so in 2 days, we will be doing this. It's Dan Radio Style, hoping to make a difference, hoping this gets some people involved, even if it's just a few people. From my audience, I'm one of many people that are talking about this right now, so I'm doing my small part. And I hope it makes a huge difference in the big picture. If all of us can get out there and just, put some positive effort, a little bit of love towards our planet, towards one another, especially after this crazy political stuff that's gone on in the United States and what's going on in the world right now with Ukraine and all these other things. The world needs love. The world needs more love right now than it ever has before. And our neighbors need love. Everybody needs it right now. So love and peace should be the primary focuses that we are using in this world to make a difference. So please be a part of this. I appreciate it if you are. Leave comments if you can, questions, any queries, anything you'd like to see. If I brought up something about chakras and you're curious about that, ask questions. It might make for, will make for future shows for sure. Dan Radio Style, please email me if you'd like at danradiostyle@gmail.com. I've recently started using that email instead of the Spirit Radio one. So danradiostyle@gmail.com. It's a lot easier to remember, and it makes a whole lot more sense. And we're going to be going out with Naked Eyes, Always Something There to Remind Me.